Hi.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good, man. Just getting, gearing up for Soundwave.
I was going to ask, actually, speaking of Soundwave, have you been to Australia before?
Never have. This is something that we wanted to do since the band started, is come to Australia. So the fact that we get to, finally come over it's going to be really fun, man. I'm really excited.
Yeah, well, I think there's a lot of people over here who are very excited to see you too.
That's, even better. Even if we were coming there playing in front of 5 people, it would still be kick-ass,
So, you guys, have you only been together since 2010?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I've gone through, a lot of lineup changes since then, but, we were little kids. Happens with little kids.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's only like just over 3 years ago now, so you're obviously still quite young, but you're making your presence well and truly felt in the industry.
Yeah, I mean everything that's happened with us so far has just been I'm incredibly thankful for it, man. This, like I said, us being popular or having any fans at all is purely luck. I promise you. So it's all very exciting, really.
I think it might be a little bit more than luck. I think there's some talent in there too.
Maybe a little bit sprinkled in somewhere, but I'm not going to give myself credit where it's not deserved.
Well, you said you've had a lot of lineup changes. Is it do you feel pretty solid in the lineup you've got at the moment?
Oh, yeah. The lineup that we have now is we did a tour in Russia in May of last year, and that was the first tour we ever did where we had our new guitarist, Andrew. And ever since then, it's just felt right, Playing on stage with a bunch of friends is one thing, but then when you actually get into it with musicians who are just as hungry and wanted just like you do, it just felt right, Me, Craig, Andrew, and Joey, it just feels right with us,
Oh, that's good. And you got a new album out. Is this your debut album?
No, we actually, we put an album out in 2010 that had the song Cryomancer on it, which is, I guess, one of our biggest songs. And then we put out an album with the record label Razor and Tie in October of 2012, I want to say. So that was our second one. And we just went to the studio and finished 2 brand new songs that we're going to be playing for the first time at Soundwave.
What the album you've got out at the moment? Can I get you to say the name of it, because I'll say it wrong?
Yeah, no, it's when I was writing these things, I was like, oh, it's going to be really cool to confuse people and use big words. They'll think I'm smart, but then that totally backfired because nobody can say the name of the album. It's Nematosera.
Right. Does it mean something?
Yeah, Nematosera is, and it ties into the lyrics, but you're going to think I'm totally crazy. Nematosera is actually a subgenus of a species of fly that have horns. So it's it's a type of fly, essentially, and I came up with the title because one day I was smoking a cigarette out on my porch, and I decided to blow smoke in a bunch of flies that were buzzing around my porch light, and they all just dropped dead instantly, and then it kind of got me thinking about how, humans can just pulverize their bodies over the course of 80 to 100 years, and the certain things that we do can mean instant death for a lot of different other creatures on the planet. So that was kind of the idea that it came from. Did
you give up smoking then?
No, unfortunately, the band life makes me lose way too much hair to quit smoking anytime soon.
All right. Well, you better make sure you got some nicotine patches for the flight over then.
Oh man, let me tell you, the flight from San Francisco to Australia is, I guess, one of the longest flights in the world. I thought flying to Germany was bad. Okay, this is 17 hours. I'm going to be sitting there with no cigarettes, and I absolutely hate those electronic cigarette things, but I guarantee you I'm going to go through about 5 of them when they're on that plane.
All right, so if fans want to come and meet you at the airport, they better bring a packet of cigarettes with them, otherwise you'll be in a bad mood.
If anybody greets me at the airport and they have a pack of cigarettes, they'll get kisses and hugs, and I'll dance naked if they want me to, dude. It's going to be bad.
Can we expect a bit of that at Soundwave?
Yeah, we try and get pretty silly with it when we can. If something goes awry on stage and say a piece of equipment breaks or something like that, we try and have as much fun as we can. We were in Russia and our guitar player's amp just decided to explode in the middle of the set. So while he was fixing that, me and our bassist and drummer started jamming out, Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana, singing it with the crowd, and just doing, silly stuff. I like everybody to have as much fun as they possibly can.
Well, if you weren't in a band, do you think, like, I'm wondering now after what you named your album after, would you be doing something in the sciences or something?
Actually, I really think I would. I'm very interested in, science and things like that, like more specifically science of the universe, like, the stars and solar systems and galaxies and all that stuff. That stuff totally, like, blows my mind, and I love reading about it and studying it, which is kind of ironic because I didn't even graduate high school. But, yeah, that's probably what I would end up doing if I wasn't in a band.
Well, I think creative people are more, enthralled by the mystery and that of the world around us. So you don't have to finish high school.
Yeah, it's crazy to actually think about the fact that, even this conversation we're having, there could be aliens a billion miles away from here, and nobody even knows or thinks about it,
Yeah, well, I do radio, and in the past a number of times I have said hello to the aliens who might be listening to this in, 100 or 200 years.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. If an alien somewhere in space finds this, then, hey, alien, check out Defiler,
Definitely.
Check out Defiler, the band. Everyone in the band died 500 years before you heard it, but check it out.
But the album's still available on iTunes.
Yeah. iTunes will definitely still exist when they hear this, for sure.
And I was going to say the name of the album, but I still can't.
No worries, dude. Nematosera. I made the decision that when it comes time for us to put out another full length, I'll go easy on people next time.
Yeah, so it's Nematosera.
Yeah, Nematosera. Yeah, like if you're saying the word nematode, cut off the D and then just add the Sarah.
Yeah, see, pronouncing names and that is my weak point. But anyway, when can we expect a new album out of you then? You are working on one, aren't you?
Originally we were working on a little short EP, and then we kind of ended up getting cut short of time in the studio. So we have 2 songs that are in the works right now to kind of hold people over while we're in between, the record label situation and all that. So we're going to be putting out 2 new songs right before Soundwave Festival starts. So probably a couple days, hopefully at least a week before Soundwave, people will hear these 2 new songs, and then, they won't be too thrown off when we play them live.
Do you self-produce your music? The
first 2 albums, yes. The first 2 albums were self-produced. I kind of just went into the studio and clicked record, and that's what came out. We actually did have a producer with us for the new 2, and his name is Eyal Levy at Audio Hammer Studios. And he's done, Whitechapel, Born of Osiris, a bunch of crazy stuff.
Was it, really good experience actually working with the producer this time?
It was actually an amazing experience, and I wasn't expecting it to be because I have no problem admitting that I am like a complete control freak. So I was kind of worried going into it, I was like, well, if he wants to kind of suggest changing something around, then I'm going to totally bite his head off. But it was really easy because he had good ideas. It was great working with someone who, has experience in the industry and music and things like that. So it came out really good, and I think these 2 new songs that are about to come out are definitely the best songs we've ever done.
That's great. I look forward to it. And he probably was smart enough to give you a cigarette before he told you about the changes he wanted to make.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, there was a lot of smoking was done during these sessions, I promise you that.
Do you ever get on your Facebook and reply to people or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, on the Facebook and on our Twitter and everything. Every time there's a reply from Defiler, it's always me. I'm the one who kind of runs all the social media stuff.
Right. And you are Defiler Official on Twitter, I should tell people.
Yep, Defiler Official on Twitter.
Is it the mystery of the world or the mystery of people that inspires your writing the most?
That's a very interesting question. I would honestly say I would probably lean more towards people, and the only reason for that is because I find that when I'm most inspired to write lyrics, it's when, something happens to me, and it's, less about the universe and, the things we talked about earlier, and kind of more about the actual real situations that happen to me, I guess.
Which is why you're reaching out to the audiences, because you're living situations that most people go through at some stage.
Yeah. Being able to relate to people is a very, very powerful thing. So whenever people tell me that, they listen to our songs and it helped them get through any type of thing they were ever going through, that hits me the hardest. You know what I mean? Being able to impact somebody just by simply doing what I love doing you can't put words into how that feels. Really, it's incredible.
Well, that's amazing. I really look forward to seeing you when you do come down for Soundwave.
Me too.
I hope you get a few days off while you're here, and I hope you have a blast touring with Soundwave as well.
Me too, man. I'm really looking forward to it.
Cool. Okay, then. It's been fantastic. Thank you very much for your time.
All right, buddy. Take care. Have a good day.
Bye.
Later.